Hello, Earthlings. I am so excited to share a poem I wrote last year. I was reminded of it when it came up on my memories because when I first wrote it, I posted it essentially as a rap, and I was watching. I was like, "Wow, oh girl, you're so cringe." I was like, "Let's do that. Let's do that again because you can do it better." So, oh my gosh, I'm just chuckling at myself. I want to also give a trigger warning. Merry Christmas, everyone. Trigger warning to this song: substance abuse. Since recording that last year, I have also updated it and edited it. This is the revised edition. I'd like to also add, to give context as I begin to share this, the intro is essentially a protection, a prayer. So the first part is a very intentional part, while the second part is a story that goes along with the prayer of protection. I wrote this while I was homeless in Kansas City shelters last winter. While I was there, I learned many, many things. I experienced a whole different life. And one of those reasons that I vlog about in past videos, which there's a full YouTube series called Autistic and Homeless Vlog Entries Part 1 through, there's probably going to be at the end of it 100 to 200 videos talking just about this time in my life from currently, and then, as I edit and upload, I'm reflecting on my time there, and poetry is one of those ways that I can process a time in my life and be able to share it when sometimes words don't describe what I went through, but this poem does. A lot of these people didn't know that they were going to lose everything so quickly. It's not exactly a choice you make, but sometimes it's the only one you have, and that was kind of what happened to me. And so I went into this situation knowing a few months before I was out of my house, I had a plan, and each one was temporary until I knew eventually it would probably lead me to homeless shelters. And I tried to stay afloat through all these different scenarios, and I blog about it. I have so many videos and just mapping out every day some of the reasons that I talk about why I was choosing to live in shelter, and that, oftentimes when getting into one, I would be asked if I had relatives to stay with instead. And my answer was essentially yes, maybe that might work, but it hasn't worked in the past very well. So I'm worried that it's not going to work again, and I need to seek other options. I thought into shelter would lead me into emergency housing and the transitional living communities where they help you take those steps. And there was not very many facilities catered to just people with disabilities. That was the gap that I had to leap across. There's no bridge for it, really, truly. I am currently staying with relatives, and I'm happy to say that it's going way better than I thought or expected, and I think it is divinely guided. That way that my mother's house is so full right now is a blessing, because we are all meant to be here at the same time for a reason. I think she even agrees with me on that. But to flip back to, I had an avoidance of reaching out and asking for help from relatives, and I knew the different battles I would be asking for in doing that versus something I've never tried before. So I decided to do something different, and I appreciate the experience and the ways I learned more about life.